This video is brought to you by a product I use weekly, Harry's. More on them after the reaction. Citizens of the Reject Nation, I am here today joined by Coy Jandreau, who is streaming in from Las Vegas because he is at CinemaCon at the moment. Coy, can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I'm excited, Greg. This is the most ambitious Xmen 97 episode of all time.
It has been a smooth process getting to this point. Has not been hours and hours and hours and many people's manual labor put into just getting this stream going. But the show must go on as always. I'm glad you made the time, and thank everyone who was involved to helping us get this done. Reject Nation all the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, please leave a like on this video, subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when our reactions are for the next episode. Hopefully, Coy is in California for next week. And
he will be.
He certainly better be. And thank you to Prepper for editing it, helping us edit down whatever this craziness is going to be. And thank you to all for joining us at our Patreon page. You get the full length reaction, watch along, resync up with your own copy of Xmen 97. And also, Coy's got another special interview coming up with the composers. That's why I was like, it makes no sense for you not to be here, Coy. We got to make this happen.
And so this effortless episode occurred by just natural progression.
All right, Coy, are you ready?
I am ready as I've ever been. Schnickety, schnick, schnick. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, we got to look out for new stuff. We got to look out for new stuff.
Okay, focused up. I'm ready. Original Gene feels good to be back.
Oh, Apocalypse!
Apocalypse and Cable fighting. That's brand new. That's exciting. Full Phoenix. The actual Shi'ar. Ooh, new Cyclops shot. Oh, that was a new side. Oh, so much happening. The Callisto fight.
Oh,
she's
shit!
Gonna take over the Morlocks.
Nightcrawler.
There's so much going on. Okay, that was awesome. I love that just side-scrolling shot that fills in the background of that intro.
Atomic testing? Or is it nature herself
Good old Trish
deciding
Tilby.
the time has come to change the human race? Some call them monsters, but all over the planet they are known as mutants.
Goddamn right.
Well, I am just as flattered to be sitting with a renowned scientist such as yourself, Dr. McCoy.
Oh, he's blushing.
Oh, a blushing beast.
The X-Men's home, a school for mutants founded by the late Professor...
Oh, every time they show that shot, I get excited.
Not like regular boring classes. More hands-on learning, but with big death machines and vampire dinosaurs.
Nice, nice.
Vampire dinosaurs.
This is like the Office episode.
We're getting the documentary style Westchester.
That sense of belonging goes worldwide today, as the UN formally admits the mutant nation.
Oh, historic. This is a big episode.
This might seem like it's good right now.
No, it's gonna go seamlessly.
Gravity would most certainly be an issue.
Can it, you roosters? Looky ahead.
This is an awkward-ass flight.
The three of them just third wheel into Genosha. I wonder if Genosha's gonna be like Krakoa, where it's just freaky.
Oh, you got
Oh, he's like a beloved there. Look at all that. Oh, Sharp Beauty, little play on Lady Deathstrike.
Leech.
Oh, that's amazing! Like the new world of X-Men. This is like the newest team. Oh, this is fantastic.
What a utopia for mutants.
Love this. I never thought I'd see these characters animated. This is so special.
Wouldn't Xavier want everyone to be unified together, not just have their own separate...
Not to separate themselves into an island altogether. There are problems I have with Krakoa, but here we are. But Magneto's like, well, they love me here. I'll stay.
Magneto is right.
Look at that Magneto flag.
My friends!
Well, would you look at you, girl? A lot of smiles at the mansion when we heard Madeline Pryor scored a top spot among Genosha's brass.
Wow,
Oh, she's staying around. That's interesting.
The interim council wanted an X-Man. Luckily, you guys could spare a gene.
Two always better than one, and far better than three. Most times.
He insisted on coming after Rogue agreed to join me at the gala. I confess.
Oh, the gala. That's a big thing in the comics.
To receive an invite bearing the United Nations seal.
Yeah, I hear it's called the future.
Magneto.
So where the heck does that leave us?
Whoa, Nightcrawler!
Hey! Fuzzy blue elf!
Kurt Wagner, how the heck are you, furball?
Meine Freunde! We shall play tourist as the council speaks with Magneto.
Kurt joined the council to help work with Genosha's various communities' faith.
That makes sense.
Such wonders in this city.
Long as he left those faithful killer monks of his back at the monastery.
Nice callback.
Scimitar tongue, Gambit, you remain as always. We have much to discuss since our gothic adventure amid the Alps. Come.
You know, Nightcrawler and Rogue, they're like siblings, aren't they? They're like step siblings?
Technically, the daughter of Mystique and son of Mystique in most continuity.
In the show, yeah.
So like half brother and sister.
I think Rogue's adopted from Mystique in the show.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. She's less blue than Nightcrawler.
We'd have a place all our own one day.
More than a place.
The little head rub.
Daddy's charging pretty high rent.
Flossing a nation overnight is not without its share of stumbles.
Fly can't help but ruin honey.
Or maybe Gambit's willing to ask questions no one else will.
Ooh, I like this.
Like, why is Magneto suddenly mutant MVP?
Hey, he's earned it.
And it's so personal, but it's a question worth asking because they just learned to trust him. Jamie Madrox, multiple man. Woo! Yes!
What a great excuse to get all these cameos.
Fun. I was wondering if we were going to get Dazzler.
A man named Gambit. Your poker face is very poor.
Hey, mind your beeswax, furball. Didn't go ringing for no priest.
It does not take a priest to see you on Rogue's soul's touch in every gaze.
Oh, poor Gambit.
Oh, that's poetic.
You Americans, so theatrical. Life is violins and close-ups. I blame soap operas. Just marry Isabel and be done.
It's not that simple.
Never is.
We don't get no white picket reward. We too busy for love, too busy sinning.
There is no love without sin.
Good line.
From Nightcrawler, it's so ironic.
Scott, are you surprised to see such a bold move in world politics?
Things are way too positive right now.
Yeah, this is like second act's gonna go horribly. Like 2 minutes out.
Actually, let's talk about you and Marvel Girl. I hear you're the X-Men's power couple.
Poor guy.
When did you know she was the one?
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, Madeline Pryor or
skipping
Jean?
the questions, Jew.
Hard to
Oh,
interview
Jean.
someone who can't tell which parts of her memories belong to her and which parts belong to her clone. I remember so many things. So many with Scott.
The two lovebirds still ain't talking.
He's grieving his son.
On national television.
While bragging about his leadership skills.
I had just acquired the power of a cosmic entity.
The Phoenix.
Right. You were there.
Poor Wolverine can't even be part of a conversation without like, oh, right.
He was scared, afraid the Phoenix had changed me. I wanted to reassure him.
I wanted to show her that nothing had changed. She was still the hothead who knocked my books out of my hand when I ran into her on the first day of school.
I like that this feels like X2 at the end when the Phoenix comes out of the water and that's like where she feels comfortable.
Yeah.
Like that water versus fire thing ties to Phoenix so well.
Jean was using the power of the Phoenix to block my optic blasts, and we could see each other's eyes.
They anchored me, focused me. His eyes.
Poor Wolverine. Look at her. She's just gushing over Scott in front
This
of
is
him.
the third wheel episode.
Power couples, +1.
I forget how many sunrises your eyes have seen.
They only ever seen one of you, Red. Just the one.
Oh, she blushing
Ooh, a lot
too.
of blushing.
What?
Oh!
What?
After all that?
What just happened?
How does that instinct happen?
Now go talk to that overgrown Boy Scout.
Oh, and Wolverine's making the right call.
He's being the leader.
No, Wolverine, now's your chance.
I feel like this Trish Tilby, I don't trust suddenly.
Saw hospital records for one Nathan Charles Summers, born to Scott and Jean Grey Summers, just last month. I spoke to a Dr. Bryans there. He said you told your teammate told Rogue.
That jerk wouldn't deliver my...
Yeah, she's manipulating him.
He called my kid a freak.
I came here today to give the X-Men a chance to show the world that mutants are just like us.
Uh-huh.
Trish Tilby, I don't know.
Why lie?
Because you're normal.
Excuse me?
Oh, shit.
I said because you're normal. You're ungrateful.
Oh my
We
God,
fight,
what's happening?
risk our lives for you.
A little Cyclops is right action?
I gave him up because you can't say thank you. Because I have to stomach your questions and prove that I'm a person.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Oh my God, you're becoming Magneto.
Yeah, the Cyclops Return arc is right here. So as Magneto becomes Xavier, he becomes...
Unprecedented fashion for our
Whoa,
kind.
Hellfire.
With even the most overlooked of us.
Oh, Banshee.
We need to be thinking about how to speak loudly as one united community.
This concerns me and my Xmen. How?
We need a handsome jawline that begs trust.
Emma Frost.
Don't go filling this man's head with such notions. Whose charitable idea was it to let a human be on the council?
Oh, Mara McTaggart on the council is very interesting with Krakoa.
Moira's a fierce ally to mutants, and we all agreed on a title of Chancellor.
You eclectic allotment of social climbers wish for me to rule Genosha.
Wow. I mean, the people want you to as well.
But Charles be gone, Magneto. And I may not like it. But if Charles trusts you with his X-Men, he trusts you with this.
I love how Charles's presence just lingers throughout this whole episode.
It is really beautiful.
When he first mentioned his dream, I laughed at him. Was he sentimental or idle? Both earn an early grave.
Ooh, that's a good line.
We thought we'd perish before seeing the day when humanity accepted our people. Like Moses in the Promised Land. We would carry the dream, but never live it.
Huh. It's poignant.
You shall have me on one condition.
I ought to knock you from here to the North Pole. You think making me your queen means we're getting back together?
What? There's so many things happening in this episode.
This episode is moving fast. It's also so quotable, this episode.
I know the dialogue is on point.
Acting like this is all about you and the professor.
I won't deny my passion for you. Loving you makes broken men whole, so that even as you deny us, our heartache is not in vain.
God damn, I'd sleep with you, dude.
I mean, it's the sleeves. And the speech, but also.
Just his dialogue is so good.
He's so charming. It's so impressive.
Anger is normal, even for mutants. Sometimes you just have to let go.
There are some things worth holding on to.
Describe Nathan.
I see him everywhere.
Oh, it'd be so painful, but so important to do.
Wow, you could see his eyes.
Yeah, I like that.
I see these big brown eyes and his wild rust-colored hair. It reminds me of
us.
Now tell him
Don't
you
tell
cheated.
me!
Oh, she's busy today. Madeline?
If you'll excuse us, Madeline.
Oh.
Something wrong, Miss Pryor?
Sorry. Mine just drifted a moment.
She was just accidentally snooping.
Do you think Shaw and Frost are trying to control Madeline?
Yeah, to get leverage on the X-Men. They're playing the long game.
How long has it been happening?
a month, maybe. I was checking in after she moved overseas, but we ended up...
What? What? This is so crazy.
So much soap.
She's the mother of my son.
Oh my God, Scott. What are you doing?
This is a mind trip.
Everyone is being just so much.
Both of you.
You love both of them?
Whole galaxies beckon me, but I turn my back for you.
Oh,
Sinister
good line.
cuts out a part of me and you love it?
Oh.
The music's changing and you need a chair. Leader, father, husband.
And you? You don't trust your memories.
My love for you is the one thing I remember.
Remember or feel? Choose, Jean.
Do not spin this on me.
Or am I just a lovely memory?
Wow.
Jean!
Whoa. This episode is bananas.
Yeah, holy crap.
There's 3 very dense plots happening simultaneously where the arcs of emotion are all simultaneously peaking.
It was back after I ran away from my daddy. My evil mother was helping me with my powers.
You know.
She knew a fella who could help. The man seemed nice enough, seemed to want to help.
Yeah.
A little Savage Land action.
Weeks talking about how mutants were special, how we'd have our own cities and culture one day.
He made me read books.
I love books now.
Being a mutant wasn't just about
my man.
It could be
he's
something
good work,
more.
Magneto. Eric getting the ladies happy.
Electromagnetic powers protected him from my touch.
Thought so. Oh,
Other
the
things
perfect man.
started happening.
A spark.
Eric said He wouldn't want me to lose another family. He acted like it never happened.
This was like way before the X-Men.
So this is explaining why that moment felt like a curveball to non-comic readers.
That's the whole reason I became an X-Man.
You never wanted to make things official.
Oh, the Queen card burning.
Of Hearts, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I can't touch you, Remy. Your heart may beat for me, but I can't feel it.
Oh, man. Everyone rationalizing really hard decisions and having a reason for it.
Something's a bit deeper than skin, Cher.
Not this.
I wager that fool will break your heart in two.
Gambit always knows the odds. That it?
In this game, he do. Till then, we be friends, mon ami.
Oh, Gambit, you are the best of us, Gambit.
What a kind soul. Again, the dialogue here, so well written for these characters.
That Watcher in the sky. Look at that Watcher in the sky.
They're doing the gala. Okay, so in the comics, the Hellfire Gala is a huge deal for the Krakoa. They've made Krakoa kind of a Genosha parallel. So the Hellfire Gala, like, this is a whole insane thing. This is amazing.
A drink for my dashing Cajun?
Not enough drink changed the fact that others be more dashing, Cher.
Assemble the council. We need to talk.
Whatever is the matter, Dr. Cooper?
Is it your dress?
Is it your dress?
My former prosecutor has likely taken issue with your choice for Chancellor. But surely Genosha's right to self-govern will not only be protected, but cherished.
Most other nations don't allow a terrorist to be their leader.
Yet so many allow their leaders to be terrorists.
Nice flip.
Oh.
Magneto accepted only on the condition that we ask one of the X-Men to govern with him. Rogue.
What did she say?
Well, here she is. Oh, yeah. Yo, this is a sexual-ass episode.
Yeah, it is.
It's like some Enya Fifth Element shit we're watching.
It's like the perfect mix of both. As mutants would vibe to the Enya element.
Happy Nation.
Disney Plus just bringing the soundtrack. Oh, poor Gambit.
I know, like, no consideration.
Just in the middle of everybody.
Guys, there's a whole crowd of people.
There's a lot of people watching right now.
You guys are really intimate right now.
I mean, mutants, they go for it.
Oh.
Woo.
Wow.
Look at how proud everyone... Oh, man.
Turn it off! The music!
Oh, Cable?
What is it?
Oh. Whoa. The Enya's taking a turn.
I mean, this moment in time must be so pivotal towards the future that Cable has to interfere.
But what's he trying to change? Because she's not involved.
But Remy was right. Some things are deeper than skin.
Oh, no way. Maybe Cable just didn't like the music.
That's it. It's a soundtrack issue.
Turn it off! The music! Get everybody out!
Holy shit. What is going on?
Dude!
This episode is nuts.
There is so much happening. This feels like a season finale.
Cable?
You have to get everyone out! Now! He's coming!
Who's coming? Cable, what's...
Is Apocalypse coming?
Not again.
Eyes. You made it.
She finally put it
You
together.
survived.
She put it together.
I'm so sorry, Mom.
Oh my.
Wow.
Sorry for what?
Oh, Annihilation.
This feels so authentically violent.
I got like
Oh, full chills.
tense nipple chills right now.
Who's coming? Is it Sinister?
I would assume Apocalypse.
I would. Oh, it must be right. That's the Master Mold.
Yeah. It's like the Days of Future Past events happening.
Whoa, that was cool. Oh, that use of the opening.
Oh my god, all of Genosha is destroyed.
Some vile Godzilla sentinel. You go at it, you end up dead. We're trying to evacuate folks now, but the Morlocks, they...
Oh, man.
How much time has passed?
The Morlock Massacre is going to happen now?
Oh my god, yeah, that is apocalypse. This is something else entirely.
And it's just spitting out more?
Ew. Oh no.
Roll clears a path for Gambit to the Morlocks. Save as many as you can. We shall not live our days wondering if we could have saved more.
That was so sick.
Oh, that's a great shot,
Not much cat for roulette.
How about we spice up them rules?
Oh, the team dynamics are so cool. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. I haven't seen Akira, but I'm thinking of Akira. Fantastic shot. Wow,
This is so special.
This is so cool. No, not the Xavier statue.
Oh, the symbolism there, man.
Oh, whoa.
They shall be avenged!
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He threw a train.
Whoa.
Wow. Hey, Legion.
Leech knows Callisto will find us. If not her, Magneto.
He promised Leech would never be scared again.
The Xmen are no friends to the Morlocks.
Mutants located.
Oh, no.
That's cool. That's great.
Yes.
The action in this is so good.
That was so cool.
This is truly menacing. Damn, Gambit, you are so badass in this episode.
Everyone's got such cool power moves, and it levels and levels.
No.
Oh, is it Magneto or Legion? Oh, Magneto in this case. Oh.
Oh, damn, Magneto.
He's trying to protect us, Rogue!
They wouldn't, would they? They would kill him. Oh my god.
Hab keine Angst.
Not be afraid. Going back to his roots in there. Yeah, this is reminding me so much of his childhood.
There's no way.
Whoa, shit. This is like breaching a whole new kind of territory in animation here.
Oh, that looked like the showrunner.
Holy balls.
The cards always be in my favor.
Are they gonna have to like time travel? There's no way. Is this like?
I feel like we're watching like the Days of Future Past event taking place or something.
It is very, yeah, it's very much that.
The name's Gambit.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that is amazing. That's incredible. No way. No shit. This is like an
what
anime,
a way
man.
to sacrifice. Oh, wow.
Remember it.
To reiterate for those just returning to us, regardless of your stance on recent world events,
Oh my.
the images you're about to see may be disturbing.
Wow, they were warned about this kind of catastrophic event in the first episode.
I mean, this feels like a season finale. I just can't believe this happens here. Wow.
That looks like a Death of Superman shot.
It really does. Good call.
I can't feel you.
Oh, what a line.
Wow.
just literally touching his skin, and she's not
and he doesn't
absorbing
have
at all.
any reason to. Oh, wow.
That episode was like batshit, man.
That was the craziest.
That was a non-stop like drama, and then it just
and
got
then insane action,
insane
and we kept
apocalyptic level. Like, what the hell happened?
We kept being like, "This is too good," and there was only like a third of it that was like, "Oh, things are good." That was insane.
I don't even know if I fully got everything.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna totally own that was an overwhelming volume of stuff happening.
So much went on in that episode. How do you keep up with that? Oh my god, that
was between life deaths.
I did not expect that.
Thrilled to be partnering with a brand I've been using for nearly 2 years now, and that's Harry's Razors. I'm generally more drawn to anything that goes against the norm, and Harry's does just that in the grooming world. They saw the high prices in the industry and decided to blaze their own trail with quality and affordability. I keep a beard, but whenever you see these cheeks and the neck clean, and that's the work of Harry's right there. Keeps my wife happy, and Harry's makes it effortless. They're precision blades that cut smoothly with less drag, making every shave satisfying. And yes, it's versatile for other areas too, you know what I mean? So as a Harry's devotee, I can vouch for their value. You can experience unparalleled comfort and quality in your grooming routine where exceptional craftsmanship meets affordability, making a smart choice for a top-notch shave without breaking the bank. Their kits and value packs for shaving are unbeatable, but Harry's is not just about shaving. Again, they offer top quality, thoughtfully designed grooming products, including shampoo, conditioner, and amazing body wash, without the premium price. Quality, affordability, that's a thesis of this. Now these I actually pulled right from my own bathroom. I regularly use their 5-blade razor with a nice weighted handle and their foaming shave gel. Man, this it is a game changer. I just like the feel of it. Now I have to commit to keeping this in my hand the whole time because I'm not going to go to the bathroom in the middle of shooting this. The handles, they feel perfectly balanced, and the razor's sleek design is a classy addition to my bathroom. And the quality of the shave, unparalleled. Gotta reiterate, key part of my weekly grooming ritual because their entire range of products fits seamlessly into my routine. There's definitely no reshoots here. Their German engineered blades are durable, and refill plans are economical. Rarely use the word economical, but I'm using it now. Plus, their commitment to high customer satisfaction and no-risk trial makes Harry's a no-brainer. This gel really does feel good. Let me say once more, choosing Harry's means quality and affordability. By grabbing your $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/rejects, you're not only getting a great deal, but you're also supporting this channel. That's harrys.com/rejects for your $3 trial set. Stay sharp and embrace the extraordinary with Harry's. Till next time, Reject Nation. Till next time. All right. Thank you, Harry's, for sponsoring this video. Well, now,
okay,
Coy,
so it was.
What the hell happened in this episode? Can we try to recap what happened exactly?
There was
like
two
from beginning to end, just going off of memory here.
Two very awkward three. One was a clone, and one was an ex-lover, and they both.
So Jean was the one who kissed Wolverine.
He's been having an affair with Madeline Pryor because that's the mother of his child.
With Madeline.
And she was snooping on the couple, and then Jean found out about the whole affair. Madeline was given a spot on the council because Emma and Shaw are trying to infiltrate and leverage her. And Magneto wanted to make it look like he's less of a villain by having an X-Men because X-Men are in good with the UN as his wife. And that was leverage against Gambit's relationship because they can physically touch. And we finally saw how that came to be. So both sets of couples chose poorly because Scott napalmed his relationship. Magneto coerced Rogue. She was a responsible person and responsibly broke up, but she realized, no, and then the world went on fire.
And who on the X-Men PR's team was it to start doing a news report on them in the midst of the leader's crisis of losing their son? whose idea was
Trish Shelby's like, we're going to do the big journalism now while they're really sensitive and fragile as a nation and as parents. And, like, I love that use of Trish Shelby as, like, I legit thought she might have been someone in disguise. Like, I thought it might have been Mystique for half the episode because the way she was, like, grilling. But I think it was just aggressive journalism.
Yeah. So in the very first episode, they were talking about this, about, like, oh, it's just a fad right now of people starting to accept the mutants.
and all this talk about leadership and
So much dialogue this
terrorists
episode was
being
genius.
leaders being terrorists, and then of course you have this like genocidal attack that occurs on Genosha, at a place that was just so beautiful and prosperous. I was shocked by how all this went down. It weirdly worked for me. Like I feel like this. I feel like I should just be here going too much in one episode, but somehow I found myself just so wrapped up and just, I guess because it was so committed to how bonkers it was.
Yeah,
like
some of the
bonkers
dialogue
even
was
in
just
the
so
soap
soapy and
opera-y
rich with
elements of
like
it all.
drama
like, that
and malice,
first-
but it was so well written. I was like, okay.
Yeah, there was so much going on. Okay, and then it seems to me that, because I know I've talked about this before when the Nathan Summers episode happened with the birth of Nathan Summers, that I don't feel like the '90s show, and I know some people in the comments have said that no, they hinted at it, that they made it explicitly clear here that Nathan Summers, Cable,
Your eyes, they
is
spelled
the
it out.
son. They made that really clear. Madeline, yeah. They spelled it out entirely. He calls her mom in this moment, and they never had a moment like that in the 90s series. And they did do the Days of Future Past storyline. That's how Cable and Bishop was introduced in there. So I'm wondering if instead of doing like the time travel to the future, I'm wondering if we're watching.
So it is a mix
apocalyptic
of Days
events
of Future Past and some of the
unfold,
imagery,
you
but
know?
there is a
Like-
recent storyline, and I've said it a few times in the episode, where there's an island nation of Krakoa, and I don't know if you've been paying attention to the modern X-Men comics, but that's like a word you might have heard even peripherally. So basically the X-Men form their own nation that is completely separate. It's a sovereign nation, and they're able to make enough money by making mutant drugs and selling it to the main population as like, hey, we've got an economy, let us do our own thing, please stop bothering us, we're not even going to bother with you humans, but just leave us alone. And basically for like 2 years, the X-Men comics, they're on this island,
cool.
and it's peace, love, there's like a three-way between Cyclops, Jean, and Scott, and you're like, good for them after all these years, they're a throuple, like they go at it, and there's a lot of like, yeah, they Marla Singered her.
Cyclops, Jean, and Scott? Wait,
Oh, sorry, Cyclops, Jean, and Wolverine, I'll get it on.
what do you mean Cyclops, Jean, and Scott?
They literally, there's a map of their, oh, you're right, that is very Fight Club.
Oh,
there's
okay.
there's a map of their homes, and it's really cheeky. There's like a video of basically Jeans in the middle, and Scott and Wolverine live on the two sides, and they like are with each other all the time. Like, it's a free love island. But over time, the people that want mutants
Okay.
hated and killed poison the drugs and kill millions of human beings and frame the Krakoans. And while they're doing that simultaneously, there's an invasion of Krakoa, and that's this episode where they just burn down the island and destroy this peaceful, and it's during a gala. So there's a Hellfire Gala, and at the second annual Hellfire Gala, they raise, like R-A-Z-E, just destroy Krakoa. And what's crazy is Krakoa is a mutant itself. It's a living island. So there's this crazy commentary and ecosystems and all this. So that's a long journey of 2 years of comics, but that is imagery that feels like Days of Future Past, like the iconic stuff that you'd know, and this recent stuff. And what I loved is modern comic fans love Krakoa. It's like the most exciting X-Men's been in 20 years. So the way they were able to incorporate that into a old school story using Genosha, and the way they were able to make it modern and mix it with X-Men 97, like this was like a 70s, 80s, and 90s, and today, like when you listen to the radio and you're like, everything works, like it was genius.
And no weird cut just happened here. Yeah, Coy. Well, yeah, absolutely. Those are all great points you made, Coy.
I thought you would enjoy those. So Krakoa's great. They use those elements. I also love the tri-sentinel. The tri-sentinel's a big bad, and they effortlessly made that awesome. What did you think?
Well, as someone who does not know these comic specific references that you are making, I was on the edge of my seat. I was wrapped up in the emotionality of it all, and I feel like that's so important for me, and I think for a lot of viewers like myself, because it's like you can absorb all these things probably on a faster level, like a sponge, because of the fact that you know a little bit more of the references. Where for me, I'm like, all this is like brand spanking new, and I don't have anything really to go off of here other than the prior series and little tidbits that I've heard. So for me, I was like feeling the loss for what Gambit was going through. I love how it became ultimately I thought they might like milk this love triangle story out between
Not for
Magneto
long.
and Rogue and Gambit, and then they freaking put a stamp on that because you're talking about how the free loving spirits are, and this one. What I find really interesting about how this show has been handling sexuality has been very interesting because it's a Disney Plus show, because it's animated. They obviously can't go too far.
But you feel
they
some
do
stuff.
have this vibe. Yeah, it's a vibe. Like you and the undertones. Like there is a thing here where it does feel like sexually discomforting and more sexually they're more open,
Yeah.
And I find that very interesting that they are able to toe that line. Like there are parts of this where action-wise, mood-wise, where I feel like I'm looking at like a fantastic anime, and anime they are not shy depending on the anime you're watching. Anime generally is like the hard R ones are not shy of like sexuality and violence, and I feel like this show is doing its best it can to toe that line, and so I appreciate the maturity of what they're doing. So to me, I was impressed by it. I was surprised on every turn, and I think I'm like, I don't know where they go from here. Like even though you have all these references and stuff, like I still don't know where they go after all is said and done. Like I feel like we could just enter into some truly weird, strange terrain now because everything's been like pretty grounded and tangible, but now I'm like, whoa, we have Cable coming in here with the tease of that, and. Even though it's a little much, but like there's so much interpersonal conflict now between just the X-Men themselves.
And a lot of people just died. And the UN is like, wait,
And
this
the
isn't
death of-
safe. Like everything changed in this episode. This felt like a finale. And I was so impressed that in all of the action, which at points I was like, is this too much for me? And I agree. I was like, no, this is so insane, but I'm here. The dialogue was so impactful when they slowed down that it was so quotable and so important, and then they still managed to make it like this whirlwind, and it doesn't feel like I have any way to know what pacing it's going to be when it comes back after Life Death because of how insane this was in those two ways.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're going to Storm now, dude. We're going to Forge and Storm.
Yeah. There's so much going. Now I'm wondering, like, how are they going to wrap this all up? Like, what is the bow to how they? I usually just want to talk about the episode itself, and I am finding myself going down like, what is the overall direction? Like, I'm here for it because this episode was introducing all the mutants and bringing back a bunch of other ones. You had like Sean here, you had Emma Frost in here, like Moira was here. Like they had all these people coming together again. Nightcrawler. I was like, oh, this might be the Nightcrawler episode. I'm like, never mind. Like Nightcrawler's just like a fun appearance to give some like philosophical love speeches and stuff. So yeah, I was surprised. The death of Gambit too. You know, like this really was his episode, and it was so bleak. And I don't know, my mind is just kind of like overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And all the tech issues alone have left me a little bit stressed and overwhelmed. So the combination of that combined with having to like absorb this, like, wow, my mind is having a difficult time processing this. But I do know this. I was enthralled when I was watching it. I was very entertained. I want to watch it again.
Same. This is
Like,
the first episode. I'm like, it's late, but.
Yeah, I have that feeling where I was just I was vibing with it throughout the whole time because it felt like just so dark and uncomfortable. That was like the one word I just. It's weird because you look at episode 3, which went more horror with Mr. Sinister and stuff, but this one felt more.
It was personally
personal.
Yeah. So like the whole time you're like,
yeah, we had the same word. Yeah, it's like I feel icky, not externally, but underneath it all. I feel icky, and this feels like really doom and gloom, menacing, and I'm believing like there's got to be some reversal of deaths here in something, right? Like
I mean, Cable makes me think maybe, like, you know, since Cable came back, maybe he's gotta. But I definitely felt impacted by the relationships, the death, all that, and it was still going 100 miles an hour, and that's so impressive. Especially, I like your comparison to episode 3. That was horror in a like lean back way, and this was horror in like, oh, my skin feels bad. Like it felt so underneath it, and I think that's the writing, because I mean, obviously the animation's incredible, but they did such a good job, not just writing for the show, but writing for each character. Rogue's speech felt like Rogue. Magneto's speech felt like Magneto. When he spoke German, and we've got all these like metaphors and allegories going on, and then we've got relations, it just felt like all of these characters are just at an 11, and it's so like, gut-wrenching to lose anyone, but especially that much trauma in one episode.
And I thought it was like a really bold move to take. I mean, maybe not for like a comic reader, but I'm talking in terms of just television. You know, especially for like the 90s show to come to here, to take Jean Grey and Cyclops, when you reintroduce them here in 97 as, all right, the power couple. And then in episode 5, we're like, we're cheating on each other. You know? like, oh my God. Like, this is so unnerving. And the way that the cheating's going down, too, because when Jean kisses Wolverine, I was like, oh shit, we finally did it. And I'm like, no, what Cyclops is doing is weird.
And Jean being like, you love a piece of me, and Scott being like, do you love me, or do you just have a memory of me? Like, the dialogue, good.
That's a great line. Yeah, what are you really in love with, the actual me or a thought, you know, or an idea? That was because a show that deals so much with identity, and now it's dealing with like the connection of identities. It was a really like thought-provoking one that is hard to just sort of sum. And that's the part of it that I do wish it was, if this was like an hour. I saw 36 minutes. I was like, I wish this was an hour because of the conversations that it kept presenting. Because there was all like the political conversations in Genosha that was going on too. That I'm like, I can't even remember some of those bars that were being dropped. I just remember being like, damn, there's some good dialogue here, but I can't even recall what it was now. That was a power. But this is like purely like a reaction conversation at its finest. I think of just. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed in all the right ways. And my one thing is I do wish it was an hour, so that way some of this other stuff could just kind of gestate a little bit more. But damn, was it
I don't know
exciting.
If they mandated like 10 episodes or whatnot, but I wish Life Death had been 2 episodes because the Jubilee stuff. I would have loved this to have been 2 episodes, and to the point where I was like, maybe this is a part 1 of 2. And then I'm curious what Life Death becomes, because what this could have been is 22 episodes or like even 15, because this felt like I would have loved either an hour of this or break it up so I can live in Magneto's pondersome, like, I'm taking over, like, you worship me godhood. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be there a little bit more. But if my only note is more of the greatness, that's a good note.
Because they do kind of like, they go to Genosha, and then Magneto is now, you're the leader. Now he's got Rogue as leader. Now it's not happening anymore.
Yeah, Genosha's like, destroyed the same episode.
It's all just, there's so much happening all at once, but it's a weird thing where I wish it was longer, and in hindsight, I'm like, it's a little, but it's compact. It's a little much for one episode. But at the same time, I think what they make up for is it was consistently engaging regardless.
And I like that the whole time I was watching it, I wasn't thinking, oh, this is rushed. I was thinking, oh my God, this is so much. So I want more, but I'm not mad.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. Look, it's really late at night.
We've had a journey for both of us, and I've been out for 14 hours. You've got up the world, but this was. I'm so glad this was as incredible because of the amount of work we put into this. And oh my God, what an episode!
It's been a journey to this Tuesday night for us. For
I'm
sure.
very excited to see you in person, Greg.
Yes. All right, man. Well, you go get some rest. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. Leave your thoughts down below on what you thought about this episode. What the hell do you think is going to happen for the rest of the season? And hey, we'll see you all soon, Reject Nation. Talk with you all soon. Eric Horstman. John, have you heard from Eric in a while? I haven't heard from Eric in a long time.
I was just looking at his social media to see
what was going on.
He liked something of mine, and then I was like, whose page is this? Like, there's so little of actual Eric on his page that I had to scroll for a while to finally get to his Real Rejects tattoo. I just saw activism. I saw a lot of getting out in the streets.
Yeah.
I'm
starting to wonder if he doesn't really care about us, because I've noticed that he'll do that. It's that kind of thing where you kind of keep us at a little bit of a distance, but you don't want to cut us out entirely. So you're like, all right, I'll like a post once in a while. That way it just seems like I'm in contact with you. That way it seems like I'm engaging with you in some way.
Maybe you're just a bot now, Maybe you just have like an algorithm that does that.
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know why you dropped off from us. You were like our most staunch follower. And then
why aren't you harassing us?
You were like a great friend beyond that. And
Harass us
now
as
I
a friend.
barely hear from you, so I don't know what your problem is.
Man, you changed, bro.
Sure,
you changed.
Hurt my feelings, man.
Yeah, and I mean, you're just out here with the biggest Real Rejects tattoo on Earth, bar none, and yet you can't even come back home to Papa and other Papa. What happened to you, man? We miss you. We've cried 1,000 tears. Whoa, how much have you cried, Eric? Send them to us in a glass jar.
Yeah, we need to heal a person, bring them back to life.
That's right.
Pokemon style.
Ooh, yeah, you're Ash, man.
I hope you're okay, though, and I hope that you still love us. This is a cry for help shout out, and I hope that you accept it.
We need you, Eric.